Mm-mm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's high noon on Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for Stir the Pot. Brand new edition. This is edition number 2, 2021, powered by Stables Media. This is the first show that we've ever had on StreamYard, so I want to give a shout out to my comrade and man in charge, Mr. Tony Russo, and all the wonderful people on the Stables Media team that make this thing happen. Without further ado, though, I want to introduce a very special guest and a very cool friend of mine for a number of years. Been working in the industry for several years together now, and it's Miss Sara Ludi. Sara, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us on Stir the Pot.
Absolutely.
High noon, not a better time, right? On a Thursday. So hopefully there's some people out there checking us out on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and there'll be friends and family checking us out later on as well. The show will be archived, and we can share it with all of our loved ones later on. But speaking of loved ones, cannabis. Wow. What a wonderful thing. What a life-changing thing. So let's just start like we always do on Stir the Pot with just some of the preliminary stuff. Like, what was the first experience that you had with cannabis?
You know, cannabis has kind of been something that's always just been around. My father was a bit of a hippie, you know, and I remember smelling it in the house, and he still medicates, uses it for sleep mostly.
That's great.
But for me personally, I think my first experience was probably when we lived in New Mexico. I had a very good friend named Hannah, who I'm still friends with today, and that's all we ever really did was just smoke pot and skateboard and hang out at the mall.
Right.
You know? Right. Yeah. And it was always a good time.
Definitely.
Yep.
Very typical activities for many teenagers, even to this day.
Yep.
It's great. Yeah. So, is this before like strains and stuff? Was it literally like?
Oh yeah, this was way before. Actually, I don't even know if I was. Yeah, I was probably. Yeah, it was about middle school, so I was probably about 11. Not 11. Well, 12, 13-ish, around that time. In New Mexico, I stayed there for probably. I think we were there for about 2 years, and then we moved here to Colorado Springs. But yeah, this was way before strains. You know, you bought $10 worth of flour, and they just gave you a piece of, you know, corner dirt weed.
Right. I was just gonna say, was it brickweed? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lots of CBD and CBN in those. You get sleepy real quick, but still smoke it all day, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's so strange to see how far the industry's come. You know, you get patients that have a tendency to complain because, you know, they'll get 1 or 2 seeds, or there's too many stems in the flower, and it's like, that's all I ever knew, you know?
Right. So exactly. No,
seeds was a normal thing. You know, I'd take all the seeds out of my flower and put it into a little mason jar with olive oil and put it in the sun to bake so I can make edibles with it later, you know?
It's humble beginnings, right, compared to where we're at now, Sara.
Oh, for sure.
And speaking of that, you're a veteran of the cannabis industry. Gosh, you've been doing it a long time. You've been bud tending. You've worked in grows. You've done also some of the like the doctor's paperwork. You've worked on that end. You've done just a bunch of different things, girl. So start with your first job.
So
you know, just whatever you want to tell us about it, like good, bad, everything. But
well,
how did it start for you?
There's good and bad in all industries, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I've been working in the industry for probably about 10 years now. Well, not 10 years, I'm sorry, 8 years now. Jeez.
You know,
it feels like that. It feels
right.
But I was actually a vet technician working with animals before I got into the cannabis industry.
Okay.
And I literally just fell into it. I moved away to Wyoming for about 5 seconds. And then when I came back, I couldn't find a job in the vet field. And I actually worked at Independent Records when I was 18 years old. So when I came back, I got in contact with an old friend who was running a dispensary, and that's where I met you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tristan was the one that gave me all the information and gave me my first job as a bud tender and kind of showed me the ropes. You know, when I first started in the industry 8 years ago, I didn't know the difference between an indica or a sativa or, you know, how much even an eighth weighed at that point. So
Sure.
yeah, so from there, it was just kind of odd jobs in between. You know, I did a lot of bud tending. I worked in grows, just trimming. I worked in the doctor's office trying to help patients acquire the red cards, getting to know the MED system.
Yeah.
And for the last 2 years, I've been working with Cannabicare as their head grower there. So it's a lot for sure. You know, it's a lot of things. It's an everlasting industry that's always growing, I think. So there's always something new to be learned. You know, it's constantly growing and evolving.
Well, you know, one thing for me that's great to see is all the growth with people. And you're a prime example of that. You know, it's like we met when you had your first industry job. And you know, I was probably a couple years in by that time. But again, bud tending, growing, you know, different facets I'd worked. And then to come back full circle now, 2020, and come to find out, you know, Cannabicare is looking for someone to help out in their trim, you know, / grow section. Working with you again. And not only working with you, but folks, you got to understand, this girl is excelling. This girl is destroying it. She's doing such a good job. We have fantastic product. She worked hard. She shows up every single day. And the best part about you, girl, is that you love it. And
oh my gosh, completely.
You know what I mean? Like, you love it. That's
completely.
That's your happy place.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that. How coming into the growing aspect of it, and like just that evolution for you of, you know, changing not only just your job position, but your mindset really about the whole process.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, when I first started with Cannabicare, I had never worked in a grow from beginning to end. I mean, I had learned different phases of working in a grow. Of course, I started at the bottom trimming, and then I learned how to cut clones. I learned how to transplant, you know, all this other stuff. So when I came into Cannabicare, I had, you know, some knowledge of what I should be doing, and was just kind of I don't want to say just tossed into it, but kind of just tossed into it. You know, with Mark, he has so many other things going on that, like, he wasn't around to kind of hold my hand and walk me through processes. So he needed somebody with some kind of knowledge of working in a grow in order to do it. So it's been a huge learning experience. You know, I take in everything that Mark says to me, you know, good and bad, because it's a learning experience, and he's been in the industry for almost 11 years now growing. So, I believe in the things that he says, and I listen. And, but yeah, no, it was hard work, but at the same time, it was something that I really, really, really needed at the time. As you know, a former alcoholic, I'm in recovery. And when I started there, it was something that kept me busy constantly. You know, I work 7 days a week. So there wasn't any time for breaks. There wasn't any time to sit stagnant. And so my mindset, it helped me with my mindset, and it helped me, you know, calm down my anxiety a whole lot. You know, I work by myself too. So there were some anxieties if I didn't know how to do something, you know, I'd Google it or YouTube it or talk to fellow growers or hit up Mark or something like that. But it's just, I feel like it's kind of given me more of a sense of caring. I feel like I care just a little bit more about, you know, the product itself, because it's, you know, it's my time, it's my love that I put into it, you know, and I want the patients to be able to experience the time and the love and the effort and the hard work that we put into the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate you saying that. And you know, just for some folks, we did a show with Mark on Tuesday. So if people want to steer back and check out, Mark talked a lot of trash about you and I. No, he didn't. But we did talk about the playful nature of our work environment. It's just us three. You know, and it's like we make every day really fun. Like I love showing up to work. It's those cliches that you hear from people that usually make a lot of money. You know, oh, I love, well, yeah, you love your job, you know, and again, a lot of these jobs there is a lot of preparation that goes behind even these big dollar jobs. I get it. But
Yeah.
talk about a little bit about, because, you know, for our patients, they go in, they get the product, they're enamored. They're like, oh man, look at this wedding cake. It's unreal. I'm going to go smoke this with my buddies and stuff. But there's a lot that goes into this process.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't go well in the grow. Front end doesn't really matter. You can be as nice and charming, but if you don't have the product base, you know, along with the knowledge and stuff, and obviously the bud tenders are second to none at Cannabicare. But talk about, you know, again, you said cloning, you know, all the different processes, the nutrients, the lights. There's so much that goes into this detail-oriented business that people really don't know about. Talk a little bit about what that is for you, because I know you're a detail-oriented person, and so for you, it's kind of your bread and butter, isn't it?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm such a manic person and a busy body as it is.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yes. So having, you know, a list of 10 things in front of me that need to be done during harvest week, you know, from day to day, it's not an overwhelming thing for me. In the beginning, of course it was, because it was just me there by myself. But, you know, you get into this flow of things, but, you know, you start with your harvest and you chop all the plants down and we dry hang, and then, you know, it's a matter of getting the rooms cleaned and sterilized and ready for the new plants, and making sure all the lights are still working and putting out enough par for the buds to get big and frosty and have that light penetration at the lower branches of the plant. And then, you know, you go through the whole cloning process and the defanning process and the trellis process. And as you know, doing all the transplants, you know, with the clones and the 1 gallons to 5 gallons and the shoveling, and you know, it's a lot of laborious work that goes into it. But I feel like at the end of the day, you can sit back and look at a room and be like, yeah, I did that, you know, and it's your hard work sitting in front of you. And then to watch it go from this tiny little clone to chopping it down on harvest day, like, and then having a conversation with the patient about the flower and the product that you're growing, and, you know, them saying, hey, I drive all the way from Manitou just to get your flower. You know, we're all the way out east by Schriever Airport, so that's like at least a 45-minute drive. You know, you could be going to Denver to get product or something, but, you know, the fact that they drive way out there to get our flower and our product, it's very humbling. It's very, very humbling, and it makes me proud. Definitely very proud.
You should be. And I know that you've gotten direct feedback even from patients while you were just happened to be, you know, in the bud bar or in the area. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, it's really a tribute to what you're doing, and also just the product that Cannabicare puts out. You know, we talked a lot about it on Tuesday because, you know, Mark being the operations manager. But I mean, these bud tenders are second to none.
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
They're the nicest people, and it's not just the 20-something crowd. You got older folks in there. You got people with kids. You got every kind of folk, you know, working there doing their thing, and then you got the crazy grow crew, which is kind of like the rhythm section of a band. You know, like I'm a drummer. I know you play bass and keyboards, so all we need is Mark to do. You know, like we're the rhythm section. You know, of a band.
Right? Yeah.
But we still fit in, and like we love, like you said, we love what we do, and we make it fun. Like some people, only the strong survive, girl.
Yep.
Real.
Yep. It's all about attitude there. You know, as you know, that's like the one requirement that I request from an employee is you got to have a good attitude. You know, and everybody's entitled to their bad days, but you know what? Wipe it off your feet before you come into the grow, because today's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
You know, And you got to look at it. You got to look at it in a positive aspect. You know, you could go wake up with a crappy attitude and bring it into work, and of course you're not going to have fun, and of course it's going to be a long day, and you know it might be 90 degrees outside and 102 inside, and you're sweating, and that's even more irritating. And then you're working in the soil, so that's, you know, sometimes, you know, I come home after a harvest week not feeling like a lady sometimes because I feel so dirty, you know. But you know, it's fun for me. It's getting my hands dirty and seeing the process of everything. But yeah, positive attitude is everything there. And I think that right now we have a really, really good crew, front and back.
Yeah, I know, it's such a blessing. It's like, it's so much fun to know that, like what you just said, you might be a little off in the morning or something. You go in and you focus. I know for myself, for bud tending for so long, that when I had those sleepless nights or nights where I just, you know, didn't get through the night well and I wasn't myself in the morning, those are the hardest days because it's all people energy.
Yeah.
Co-workers and not bad, but to be up to what you want to be was a little bit more difficult on the front end for me. Now it's like I just look at the plants. I say, "Hi, girls, let's rock and roll." And I make you laugh, or you know, I hear you making some funny noises, or giggling, or singing along with music, and Mark calling you an Oompa Loompa, whatever the hell it is. Like we just have fun. And it's like, I don't know, it's a blessing. And again, you hear these, you know, oh, people always say that, but we walk the walk, man. Like we got a harvest coming up in what, 3 days? I got Eye of the Tiger. I'm ready to go, girl.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's definitely one of those mental preps, and it's not a pep talk by any means. It's not, oh man, it's going to be a busy week. It's like, all right, let's do this. Like it's going to be a fun week. So, you know, and you know, for me personally, you know, I'm not big as far as like interacting with people in general. You know, I'm a bit of a loner. I like working by myself.
Yeah.
So it's great in that aspect because, you know, we work together in the back, but during harvest week, we don't necessarily work together. You know, you're in one room, I'm in another room. You got your tunes going, I got my tunes going. We might come together for a half an hour for lunch or whatever, but you know, it's just, you still get that team feeling, but you can be by yourself at the same time. If, you know, if you have a bad day or a rough day or whatever, and you need a minute by yourself or whatever. But yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, me too.
I love that. And it also makes it really fun when we do go and take our break together or hang out in the front, go talk to the bud tenders, because then it's just like we still get that little interaction, back to work. You know, it's like, you're right. We don't need to be, we're doing the other things that are these, you know, autonomous tasks, so to speak. But yeah, shout out to all the Cannabicare folks, man. They're wonderful, man. And Sarah, those strains, like, I gotta be real. When I started working there, getting like, you know, a taste of what we do and stuff, I was ultra impressed.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a pot snob. I'll be the first to admit, baby, right here. Enjoy cannabis in the real way.
Right.
And I am, and I feel like a pretty sophisticated palate. And like what Mark's done with the genetics and how you carry them through, like talk about, what is it, F2, right? We got a room right now. These plants are like gigantic.
Yeah, they're enormous
already. And we're short, so we already look, right?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I'm all of 5 foot even. So I mean, Kevin Hart's taller than I am. You know, I think he's 5'4". So, but yeah, these plants are outrageous. You know, I'm excited to take them down. That's not going to be this harvest, but the next harvest. And yeah, they're probably about 7 feet tall. They're ridiculous. So I feel like they're going to have a lot of weight behind them too. You know, yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, we want to encourage people to come out to Cannabicare. Again, Sarah said we're on the east side, out by Schriever Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Gotta have a medical card. And then also, but the CBD products, what is it again?
Remedy Farms.
RemedyFarms.com.
Yes.
So check them out. That's Mark and his wife. That's their endeavor. It's mostly her. She's killing it.
She's killing it. She's killing it. She's got a great product. She actually, I want to say, I don't know too much about her, but from what the bud tenders have told me about her, I've never actually met her, but I hear she's a great woman. And her product's amazing. I think she went to dermatology school or had some kind of education in that. So, I mean, she's got everything from face scrubs to face creams to body, body lotions and oils. Yeah, oils, relaxing oils and bath bombs and, bath salts and just like everything you can think of as far as self-care goes,
And very affordable and available all across America, as far as I know, right? Online.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to put an order for bath bombs for my mother, and they will actually ship them out to my mom once they're ordered. I don't have to do anything with the processing or anything. I basically just order, pay them, and they'll ship them out to wherever you need them to go. So yeah.
Farms, they ain't playing over there. Woo!
Oh yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Sarah, that's the thing for us is that to keep us the lifeblood going for vets like us in the industry, gotta be connected with folks like this. This is what, it's like, it's the up and comers, the thriving. I mean, again, Cannabicare has been there 10, 11 years, but to me, you walk in, it looks brand new.
Yeah.
Like, the whole vibe of it and like the way it's presented, everything is fantastic.
Yeah, just the warmness of the Bud Bar and it's not even just walking into the Bud Bar. I mean, the Bud Bar is amazing. They just redid it. They actually just put in the 3 POS systems because it was just 2 of them in the corner. And so, when Virgil came along, the sales were going up and they were getting a lot of business out there. And Virgil was like, hey man, we need, I need 3 bud tenders. It's getting busy. So they actually just remodeled all that stuff like less than a year ago, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's nice because when you walk into Cannabicare, you're not walking into what looks like the DMV and this crazy person hiding behind plexiglass pressing a button for the intercom. You walk in and it kind of looks like a doctor's office. You got it's very open. You got Virgil and the bud tenders, waiting for you to check in. And then when you walk in, it's very homey and comforting and welcoming. And I feel like a lot of places aren't like that. They're very cattle-like, kind of get your stuff, get in, get out, and I just appreciate the bud tenders because I feel like they take that extra time and care to get to know their patients and understand what they need.
They do. Shout out to all them. And hopefully we're going to get some of these folks on the show. Yeah. Let's continue this trend. We had Mark on, we had Sarah on, and then I'm on. So we had the back end. Let's get some of those front end people up there.
Absolutely. I would love to introduce the world to the players of Cannabicare, introduce them to the whole squad. I think it'd be really good to get to know your bud tender on a personal level for sure,
That's what Stir the Pot's all about. And Sarah, I think your story is fantastic because you're a female, and let's talk about a little bit about that. Again, you guys are joining Sara Ludi and Greno on Stir the Pot, powered by Stables Media. We're having a blast. But Sarah, let's get back to being a female, which is honestly my favorite gender, even though I'm a male. But we've had many conversations. But let's talk a little bit about now on the bud tending end. A lot of women, very successful managers, assistant managers. My district manager over at Native Roots, a shout out to Janelle Bowman. She's a female, and like I've seen women rise to the top on that end very easily. Let's talk about the grow side. Not as many women, not as many opportunities, but girl, you're showing up and shining. Let's talk about that. Talk about the pride aspect.
I'm doing my best, that's for sure, and that's all I can do. We have good days, we have bad days, and fortunately I've had more good days than bad days. But yeah, it's kind of a man's world as far as the grow aspect, just because it is very laborious and there's a lot of heavy lifting and it's long hours and it's strenuous and it's things like that. But I feel like if your mind can conceive it, you can achieve it, honestly. And it's just a matter of how hard you want to work. You have to be able to put in the time and the effort. Everybody starts at the bottom, and it's a matter if you want to work your way up to the top, there's nobody stopping you but you, and And I feel like I've always been a very determined person. You know, I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything. I don't think I deserve anything that I didn't work hard for. But, you know, even as an alcoholic, I was always a very determined person to get things done. And I think in my sobriety, it's helped me a whole lot just be more focused on the goal, you know, the end goal for sure. So I'm more determined than ever for sure.
It's fantastic. And I just want to say how proud I am of you just as a friend. I know it's like, it warms my heart. And I know we've talked about this before, but I'm just so proud of you for taking the journey that you have and choosing. You made a decision, you know, and that's what we do is we make choices. And we can change those choices. We don't always have to choose what we originally, you know, a lot of people, as you know, we get stuck. We got to stick to what we said, whether it's we're going to quit cigarettes or we're going to exercise more, whatever we're going to do. We can do those things, but we have to do them gradually and sometimes in baby steps. You know, and for you, like it's taken tremendous strength, girl, and like it's great to see you use cannabis as a bridge for that, for your recovery. It's beautiful, and it's a story that needs to be told. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm pretty proud of myself too. You know, it's been a long journey, but you know, like you said, we have choices in life, and it may not be choices that we like, but regardless, we have choices, you know, and I firmly believe that anything that's worth having in this life, it's going to take some time and a lot of work, you know, anything worth having in this life. Nothing comes easy.
Hey, but with that mindset, that's half the battle.
Yeah.
You know, because we see folks that just, oh, it's not handed to me. What's going on? You know, it's kind of like, what do you mean? Like, instruments behind me. You know, the commitment that it takes to play a musical instrument and the time and dedication that it takes, and even more so I'm 51 years old. It's like people think, oh, it must be like riding a bike. It's not. Drumming is harder now than it ever was, you know.
Right? Yeah.
Because I work hard at it.
Yeah.
But you know, my body's not this agile 20-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
Not the same, and the same with working in the grow. You know, I'm adjusting. I'm getting used to it. I'm, you know, getting the eye of the tiger, as I say, and I love it. But it's my butt, and it humbles me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what I want to shout out to people out there. Things are kicking your butt and humbling you. That's okay.
Yeah. It's part of growth. It's part of the growth process. You know, growing is an uncomfortable process, but you know, if it was easy to do, everybody would be doing it. And it's just not, you know. That's why people will just resort back to what they know for the most part. But, you know, you're never going to grow as a person if you keep resorting back to what you know and what you're comfortable in. You know, you have to make yourself uncomfortable and you have to push your limits, you know. And even if you try and you don't like it and you fail, so what? At least you tried, you know, at least you tried.
I agree so much. I feel like people are so afraid of failure, and just try and fall in love with the process instead, you know. You might stumble across something that means so much to you without even really knowing or trying. Just by trying different things, you know, the Jan Brady approach, right?
Right, yeah.
Jan tried all like 10 different. She wasn't good at any of them, but she figured it out. Well, I want to go through my little list of questions here.
Okay.
You're doing so well today, Sarah.
Oh, thanks.
I want to ask you though, girl.
Peppermint tea.
Yeah. Let's take a little drink. I'm powered by Stables Media, Coca-Cola, and tea.
Peppermint tea.
Very good for the respiratory.
Very good.
I learned that from you. Okay, so let's talk about, and I mean, we take a little bit more of your time, but we're on a roll. You guys are checking out Stir the Pot on high noon, Mount Rocky Mountain time, and that's 30 degrees in the basement here. So it's a little warmer today.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I got the wood burning stove going, so it's nice and toasty in here.
Oh man, I've been off for like what, 4 or 5 days, and it's been snowing the whole time. But
Yeah.
it's okay. I'd rather be at home than be at work during these times. So, and
Yeah.
Sarah, we'd be there together. So thanks for joining me. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the future of cannabis. Just what are your thoughts on it? Where do you think it's heading, or could be any aspect? It doesn't have to be the dispensary side, or just what's Sarah's vision?
My vision is I guess I don't know if I really have a vision. It's so hard to kind of even think about where it's going because it's so closely regulated at this point, and I feel like there's so many people out there that are still thinking that it's taboo and it's a gateway drug, and there's a lot of conservative people out there that don't believe that it is medication, and don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people that use it recreationally, but there are a lot of people that use it medically as well.
Yep.
But I don't know. It's just growing all the time, and it's just hard to, I don't know, kind of wrap my head around where I would want it to even go. It's just, I believe that it should be, an option for everyone. Of course, being regulated and things like that. I think it should be part of, like a delivery system. Hey, if you are unable to get out of your house, or you're unable to walk, or you broke something and you can't drive or something, I think it should be able to be delivered to your house just like any other kind of medications. But yeah, I don't know, it's just something I haven't really thought about too much. I mean,
what about okay, let me lead you then, as we say in the podcast world, because we've talked a little bit about this. It just kind of jarred my memory. What about in the grow side? Because you talked about certain things with the grow, filtration system, something with the water where you were able to drain, and like things like that. You had some ideas.
Oh yeah, just some stuff to make the grower's life a little bit easier. I mean, when we harvest a room and we take down all the plants, it's a very laborious thing. You cut all the plants down, and you got to take all the pots out, and then you got to scrub and scrub and scrub the room to make sure it's nice and clean for the next plants. But just something as simple as having a drainage system in the rooms. That way you can just power spray the hell out of it and just squeegee the floors, or having a retraction system for your hoses so you're not constantly getting tangled in them, or getting them caught on a plant and possibly breaking a branch or tripping. I mean, I'm notorious. I trip over air, so I'm constantly tripping over those damn things. Always, all the time tripping over them.
Hey, girl, you always end up on your feet though, and that's the fantastic thing about it, girl.
Yeah.
Smile on your face.
Yes.
Oh man, that's great. Any shout outs that you want to give? Like to Pops, since he's your dad. I know what you talked about earlier, but
yeah, my dad is my mother's a huge supporter as well, but my father is he was just super excited when I got into this industry. Like I said, he's been smoking pot longer than I've been alive. He's in his in his 60s now, and I remember him showing me pictures of his little tiny weed plants that he was growing in my grandma's house, and stuff like that. But he's been a major supporter of it, and but yeah, definitely shout out to the dad and to my mom and everybody with Cannabicare and you and Mark and honestly, in all reality, I gotta thank T. I gotta thank Tristan for getting my foot into the industry.
100%.
Get my foot in the door.
I give a shout out to my man T as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's over at it.
A lot in the industry, gave me a lot of breaks as well.
Yep.
Hell of a guy.
That's where it all started, was with Tristan over at Indispensary, and it was just a matter of having a friend of a friend, knowing somebody in the industry, and sometimes I feel it's not what you know, it's who you know in this industry sometimes. So
exactly.
Oh, speaking of which, my dad is calling right now. Let me decline his phone call real quick.
Sarah's dad calling right now, so that's all right.
Of course, I'm on my phone. I'm streaming from my phone, so.
Hey, you're a rock star, girl. That's fantastic. Well, we're not going to keep too much of your time. We did some shout outs. Let me see about my little preliminary. So if you guys haven't been noticing, we are Stir the Pot. I'm Greno. She's Sara Ludi. We are from Cannabicare. Stir the Pots. We're back, baby. What can I say? It's so much fun to be doing this again. Sara, we're definitely going to have you on the show again.
Yes.
Just so people know, we're powered by Stables Media, Tony Russo and the beautiful gang, Mr. Vinny G, and all the folks there. Joe Madden, so many that you can't even mention. Vasu. I'm going to always forget somebody, but I love all you guys.
Yes.
Everybody on Stables Media is great. Let's give a shout out to a couple shows. We got the SoCal Smackdown today, I believe at 4:30 Pacific time, and that's also powered by Stables Media. Tomorrow, Freedom to Rock Granted, 5 p.m. Pacific. Get that right, Glenn. And that's with Papa Russo, Vinny G, Joe Madden, and I think Lady D is on it as well. And then Sunday Spin is back, baby, with myself and Vinny G, 2 p.m. Pacific, and that'll be on YouTube. And you guys check out our YouTube channel. A lot of good programming on there. We're building it up bit by bit, but we'd love for you to subscribe and check out some of the stuff on there. So that's Stables Media. And let's see, I think that I paid all my bills. Oh, shout out to my daughter, Alex. It's her birthday tomorrow. 15.
Oh, happy birthday, Alex.
This is a crazy year, Sara, okay? Because my youngest, 15, this precious young girl who is, by the way, killing it on the drums now.
Nice.
Started a month ago and already at least a year and a half in as far as skill wise. Don't tell her though. Shh. But
prodigy.
She's killing it.
Prodigy.
Right? And then apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And then I'm gonna be a grandpa. So this is a crazy year. I know. In less than 2 months. Or right around 2 months. So
wow.
Little boy coming.
Yay.
So my daughter Fiona, she's having a boy. And shout out to her. Love to my family, my friends. God, what a great show. Sara, you're fantastic.
Oh, shucks.
Get over to Cannabicare. I'm being real. If you guys have a medical card here in Colorado, come check us out.
Please.
It's fantastic. I mean, also great. Didn't even mention the edibles line. Great edibles products, a lot of distillate, chocolate bars, edibles, gummies, cake pops,
sodas, waters. Yes.
We got the whole Remedy Farms line there. Super affordable too. We didn't even talk about how their prices are crazy cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, check them out online. Cannabicare is on Weed Maps, so definitely utilize that. We don't need that website. Dispensary with a website, that's goofy.
Yes. Come check us out for 420 too. We are backstocking on the flowers. So we're gonna have close to 20 different varieties out for you guys on 420. So lots of flower, different flavors to try.
Super exciting. They open at 9 a.m. I think 9 to 9?
9 to 8.
9 to 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check out Virgil and all the peeps in the front. They're killing it up there. And we'll have some of these folks on the show.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much, Sara, for joining me today at high noon.
Yeah, thank you.
It was fun, wasn't it?
It was good. I liked it. Yeah. A little nervous, but
you did.
Next time I'll do better.
Girl, you did way better than you thought, man. And I never go back and watch these shows, but I know this one is a masterpiece.
Oh,
so thank you guys so much. Thanks, Stables Media, Tony Russo, my boy Vinny G, all you beautiful people out there. You guys, right now, we got to take care of each other. I'm not getting on my little bully pulpit. No, I'm not. I'm telling you, love, take care of each other, take care of your neighbor, open that door for that old lady that's, you're at the store right there, grab an extra, water for somebody. Just do whatever you need to do right now, but you got to take care of each other and love each other.
Yeah.
Okay? Stir that pot up, use cannabis as a gift that it is. And yeah, just love each other. We really appreciate your time today. Man, what a blessing to be able to do a show like this, Sara. I'm telling you, I am the luckiest man on earth. Well, of course, next to who said that? No, I'm just playing. We all know. But we love you guys. And shout out to Miss Maisel. I don't know. Man, what a show. I don't know if you guys watch it, but Sara and I love it. Sara will have to chat about it very soon. I'm going to be very angry, though, because I'm almost through season 3 here, and the
I finished it. I'm all the way through it. So there's nothing else to watch.
So I got 2 left. But all I got to say is I need season 4, baby. I can't just, you know what I mean? You can't just end on this Love Boat Copacabana tour with Shy. Like,
yes.
Come on, man. Like, let's get going.
Yes.
Shout out to our girl, Susie. Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Stir the Pot. Sara Ludi, you are fantastic.
All right, back at you.
All right. We love you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Again, powered by Stables Media YouTube channel. So please go rock the house. We're also on Facebook Live. We'll see you guys next time. Love, kisses, and always the Greno moniker. Stay sexy, everybody. We'll see you next time. Adios. Great job, Sarah.
Thanks.